Okay, I've been joined by a fellow sim racer that wanted to check out the Oculus Rift DK2, but with them they've brought a proper Momo steering wheel that attaches to a G25 base, along with a quick release and an SLI-Pro and Club Sport V1 pedals. So I'm going to jump into Assetto Corsa and give it a try. First impressions, don't know what to expect. We've got fan LEDs set up, everything should be ready to go. This should be interesting. Now I've picked a nice simple GT3 car because, well, it's nice and simple, easy to drive, shouldn't have any problems. And immediately, it's like a firework display in my lap on the fan LEDs lighting up. The LEDs are ridiculously bright. You could light up a football stadium with them, and it's really nice how they go through green, red, and then to blue as you get to the rev limiter. You can see the lap time is being displayed as well, and I'm sure, and it's got the gear, and this is all default settings. Literally just download the software. Immediately works, so that's absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to do a lap with this and just see what it's like. This is the Nürburg, not the Nürburgring, the Nürburg GP. Using the Club Sport pedals, I've got to get used to the brake because I'm used to using G25 pedals, which are they're not like real pedals at all when it comes to the brake. They're really soft. Whereas this, you have to have a bit more of a elephant foot on it, put a bit more weight on it. A lot closer to how a real car would be, and the fan LED software is making the Fanatec brake motor rumble, which actually feels really nice. And presumably, once you get used to it, you get a good feel for when you're on the brake limit, and should make threshold braking a lot easier. This is going to be a terrible lap because I'm not used to these brakes, so I really don't know how much pressure is needed to get the required response that I want from the car. One of the things with the Club Sport V1 pedals is that because they use a pressure rather than distance in terms of the sensor, it should be the case that you can build muscle memory to then use the brake, which should then result in better braking, more accurate braking and faster lap times. And many people that get Club Sport pedals do say that. So one thing I just noticed straight away is you can jump straight on the pedal and get it to 100% brake pressure instantaneously. Whereas if you're using a G25 pedal, you kind of have to like ease into the brake. You can't just slam it on. So I think especially when you start getting to Formula cars, you're going to notice a difference with it. Just try and concentrate a little bit. It really is absolutely alien to the G25 brake. You're going to have to relearn how you use your brake foot. You can dab on it though, which is nice. Turns the car in, and the way this pedal's being set up, I've not fiddled with it at all. This is all how the guy that's visiting me has set it up. But basically, as it is, it's like a solid. There's solid resistance from it. It's not a gradual push. It's like hitting a wall with your foot, which I think is really nice. Just a case of getting used to it. Let's try and actually do a half clean lap through here. That was the first lap, which was absolute garbage. But I think that's the thing, when you get new equipment, it does take time, especially with brakes, and brakes are probably almost as important, if not more important in many cases, than the steering wheel in terms of actually doing a good lap. But it's the kind of thing that I think I'm going to have to put about at least 2 or 3 hours into getting used to this brake and build up a bit of muscle memory with it, sleep on it, and then I'm sure it'll come naturally. The steering wheel, as I say, is a real Momo steering wheel. Feels absolutely amazing on the hands. It's the shape of it's really nice. At first I thought it was going to be a bit too small and you know, not be the most comfortable of things. I think I'd still have a slightly larger wheel if this was my own wheel, but definitely if you've got the money to spend on it, or you know, if you're using not a G25 based servo wheel, a real car wheel is so much better than the bog standard G25 rim, and it's got a nice Alcantara finish on it, which just gives it that touch of quality. But I guess if you're going to use something like this, you probably want to start using gloves as well, especially again if you're going to attach it to a more powerful wheelbase than a G25. But really good as a first impression, and this video is literally just a first impression, as you can see from the absolutely terrible driving. This is really nice. bit of concentration through here. This is going to be the slowest lap ever recorded in Assetto Corsa. Going to have to go back to school with the brakes. You really do notice the LEDs lighting up though, in terms of actually making sure you change gear. You can see it in your periphery, whereas if you're using the on-screen LEDs, if you're using a screen, not the Oculus Rift, if you're looking at the on-screen LEDs, they're not so bright, but because these LEDs are so bright, I'm looking straight ahead, I'm not looking at the wheel, and it immediately lights up like someone punching your face with a laser pen. It lights up and you can tell when you need to shift gear, so that's really nice. But that's a first impression then, basically, of a Momo wheel, Club Sport V1 pedals, SLI-Pro, and a quick release mechanism. Let's take it off and see if it destroys the computer. There's the wheel off. Absolutely gorgeous wheel. But thanks for watching this video. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to look at it in more detail, do some nice shots, pretend we're on Top Gear, and analyse it a bit more. Absolutely fantastic. Subscribe and like. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.